One of the most persistent myths about Palestine under British rule is that the Arab population surged because of mass immigration from places like Egypt, Syria, and Lebanon, drawn by the economic boom sparked by Jewish settlement. But that's completely false, and here's the proof. Between 1922 and 1948, the Arab population of Palestine doubled, from around 660,000 to over 1.2 million. Not because of immigration, because of natural growth, high birth rates, and a sharp drop in infant mortality. Historian Justin McCarthy, a leading expert on Ottoman and Mandate-era demographics, makes it clear. There is no evidence that a large number of Arabs came into Palestine during the Mandate. The growth of the Arab population was overwhelmingly due to natural increase. The 1937 Peel Commission, appointed by the British government, confirmed, "The Arab population has grown rapidly, but this growth is due to the high birth rate and to the decrease in the death rate, especially infant mortality." Why did mortality drop? Public health. The British brought cleaner water, smallpox vaccinations, and better hospitals. The results were dramatic. Muslim crude death rates in Palestine fell from approximately 33 per 1,000 in the late 1920s to about 17 per 1,000 by the mid-1940s. Christian death rates declined similarly, from around 20 per 1,000 to roughly 9 to 10 per 1,000. When you do the math, high birth rates and rapidly falling death rates account for all the population growth. So what about the claim that Palestinians came for jobs? It doesn't hold up. Palestine wasn't an economic magnet compared to Egypt, Syria, or Lebanon. Those countries had higher wages, larger cities, better infrastructure, and stronger trade. The 1937 British Royal Commission stated, "The standard of living of the Arab population in Palestine is low in comparison with neighboring countries." Even within Palestine, most new Jewish jobs weren't available to Arabs. The Jewish Labor Federation, the Histadrut, promoted Hebrew labor, Jews hiring Jews. So if you were an Arab looking for economic opportunity, you weren't headed to Palestine. You were going to Cairo, Beirut, or Alexandria. The myth breaks down even further when you go back to the 19th century. The Ottoman nüfus defters, which were population and tax registers, show a deeply rooted Arab population across Palestine. People were born where they lived. Families stayed in the same towns for generations. Historian Beshara Doumani writes, "The nüfus registers confirm the demographic continuity of rural Palestine well into the modern period. The population was stable, rooted, and overwhelmingly native-born." Alexander Scholch, analyzing 19th century demographics, agrees. There is no evidence of large-scale Arab immigration into Palestine in the 19th century. The population growth was indigenous. Even Zionist historian Aryeh Avneri wrote, "Arab immigration into Palestine was small and cannot account for the population increase." Some point to surnames like al-Masri, the Egyptian, or al-Halabi from Aleppo, as proof that Palestinians aren't native. But that reflects a fundamental misunderstanding or a deliberate misrepresentation of Arabic naming traditions. Take a traditional name like Abu Hassan Ahmad ibn Muhammad al-Misri al-Aman. It has 6 parts, including the nisba, in this case, al-Mizr, meaning the Egyptian. This might reflect a geographic association or a long-forgotten ancestor who once studied in Cairo or traded there. Let's say the nisba came from an ancestor who married an Egyptian 300 years ago. That would make their descendants today less than 1/10 of 1% Egyptian. Not exactly the gotcha moment some people seem to think it is. As historian Rashid Khalidi explains, the presence of names like al-Masri or al-Halabi proves little or nothing about recent immigration. Such names are often inherited over generations and may reflect origins centuries old. While you can't trace a Palestinian's geographic origin from their name, you can trace it from their DNA. A major 2020 study in Cell found Present-day Levantine populations derive much of their ancestry from people who lived in the region during the Bronze Age. Genetic studies confirm that Palestinian genetic markers align with long-term presence in the region and display no indicators of mass migration from surrounding areas. The math, the demographic data, the government records, the economic data, and the DNA all agree. Palestinians were not recent arrivals to the region. The population growth from 1800 to 1948 occurred overwhelmingly through natural increase, not immigration. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons if you would like to see more content like this.